New music now.
Here it comes.
Hot wax for your ears. Pacific Street Blues on 89.7 The River.
New music there from the movies featuring Matt Whipkey and a track from them off their brand new record. It's called Regular Room. The album is called Interior Syndication. And with us to talk about it is Matt Whipkey.
Hello. Pleasure to be here.
You're back on the air.
Yes, it's been too long.
It's been a while. It's the Gummy Soul record, right?
Yeah, the Beatles, our Rubber Soul kind of reimagination. That was been 3 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you got a new album out. You got the movies back together, people may recall.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a terrific record. Of course, that we were talking about it. We were talking off the air. It kind of has that sort of Beatles 12-string sort of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, for sure that last song that was kind of like between the 12-string and the kind of the Vox Continental sort of organ. It had that, yeah.
So what got the movies back together? How did that occur?
Well, it's funny. It sort of ties back in to that Beatles tribute, right? So I was out in Colorado to record Bob Carrick, who plays bass in the movies, and he lives out there in the kind of Longmont area. And I went to him with just a little portable studio thing, a portable studio rig, and and I was just going to record him playing some bass parts.
Sure.
And while I was there, I realized it was in February of 2022, and it just kind of struck me because I had a poster in my room from when that first movies record came out. Anyway, that record came out like 20 years prior to that day.
Yeah.
And so I thought that's kind of interesting, and I'm still good friends with everybody, so I just put out a group text to the guys and said, "Hey, believe this. When we feel old." This was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were kind of reminiscing a little bit, and then I was like, well, there's this. One of the songs on the Rubber Soul seemed like it would benefit from us, and I think everybody kind of had fun with that idea. And the beauty of working on something like that is it's pretty non-committal to the. I mean, everybody's into the idea and the execution, but deep feeling, you know.
Okay.
when you're doing cover, you know, it's like it's fun to just get that stuff's great for just getting into something. You know,
Sure.
without you didn't write it, so at the end of the day, right? So we did it, and it was super fun. And then we did a couple of songs on that record with the movies, and we had the release show at the Jewel,
Right.
and we did a set, and it was just super fun. And then that summer, I got together with Mike Friedman, the guitar player, just because he's always just been one of my absolute like favorite musicians of all time. I met him when I was like 20, and just ever since, like, just, you know, we've been friends the whole time. We've been roommates at times, and we've recorded music even. But it was just, let's work on some songs. I just totally love and respect his opinion and ear on things and his ability. And so I was in a writing drought, you know, like between our album Hard, the Gummy Soul thing. I didn't write a song for like 2 years. Didn't write a song for 2 years.
Yeah.
And that was crazy for me. So once I got together with Mike, wrote a couple songs, and they worked out great, and they just kind of started spilling out. So
Now, is that what this album is then?
yeah, basically
Okay.
it's that first kind of group, and that's of songs that we did for this, and it's super exciting because we have many more.
Okay, all right.
And so this has been done for a while. It's just kind of getting to the releasing part. You know, I'd say it's been done in one way or another for about a year.
So you've gone through the kind of thing where you have a steady band and you play regularly.
Yeah.
But with a guy in Colorado, that's not possible.
No, yeah.
So how has the playing live music evolved for you over the years?
You know, it's funny. We just had a show. You know, we had the release party for it at Barnado, and it was super fun to play. And we play very well live. I mean, well in the sense of the spirit we achieve. And
Okay.
we just inherently have amongst the sounds
A
we
dynamic,
collectively
yeah.
make. Yeah, the dynamic.
chemistry.
You know, obviously, you know, we still like have mistakes.
Yeah.
Screw up, but we make a glorious noise when all together. But you know, everybody in the band, I mean, we love playing and playing live, and you know, I can't really speak for the other guys because it's where that sits with me is in a kind of an odd spot sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, I probably think about it more than I should, because whenever I do it, it's like it's fun and you love doing it.
But you're not out every weekend doing it.
I certainly have been.
Yeah.
So I guess in a way, it's sort of like we still get together twice a week and play, and we're just focused on like writing the best songs we can write, and I want to write the best lyrics I can write, and we want to record the best songs we can
So wait a minute,
record.
you can't all get together if he's in Colorado.
No, but you know, technology is a wonderful thing.
Okay.
And so, you know, we'll like, and then I'll go out there and get together with Bob, or, you know, we'll send him the tracks. And,
Yeah.
you know, the beauty of him and I playing together for so long, you know, he's the one of that group. He's been an Anonymous American with me and my own band. So, you know, we got like 26 years at this point. I always kind of joke. I don't know if the other guys can, because I just know him and I hear him.
Yeah.
And he's not there.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like we're playing. They don't. It's funny. I got it in my head.
Yeah.
What he may or may not be doing, but so it usually falls in line with what I was thinking. So it's part of, it's all the blood of it, you know. Like, so it's interesting.
So you guys capture the music. You write the music. You capture it. You put it out there. You're not playing live every weekend.
No, I mean, like I said though, we do play. Like we're pretty on top of getting together and
Do
working
you
on
think
things.
you'll like pack up your luggage and hit the road like Lager's doing, or Anshando, or
I mean,
Hector?
well, honestly, probably. I mean, if
Is that in the cards?
for me doing that, it would have to be sort of the right combination, you know, just because of the way life took, and it's like with
Sure. Yeah.
my other
Well,
life,
that's what I'm trying to get to. Is,
other
is
career,
we're
you know.
aging here, and
Yeah.
life changes.
But however, you know, we were just kind of talking about if, like, for, you know, for whatever reason, if the Dwight Yoakam team sent me an email and been like, hey, we'd love to have you out on these like 4 or 5 dates, guess what? I'm going.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Putting in the PTO, whatever. That's my courtesy notification.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be there. You know, so because I mean, it's in my blood, and you know, I'm happy that, I guess, I, you know, with like work and stuff, I lived many years where it's how I lived. You know,
Right.
I paid the bills, and it's almost kind of like there's a little bit of freedom in having to not depend on it to necessarily do that.
yeah. Well, things change, and that's kind of the where I'm going with the question, which
Yeah.
is how has it changed? And
Yeah.
we all acclimate to getting older.
Yeah, and I like, I love writing and I love recording and I love making the art and the music, and I've kind of leaned into that because, if we write the songs and record them, they're certainly fun to play. But hey, at a certain point, you might be playing the same song like 200 times, and that's cool. That's a true song and dance man will do that.
Yeah,
a true entertainer will. And there's, I love it. I've been that before too, but. Musicians romanticize that Beatles side of the coin, where it's like, they're not playing live; they're just making
Great
kick butt records every day. And believe me, that's the dream. That part's the dream, not the screaming fans. It was like just like unlimited access to like a top studio just to make whatever you want. Like, good Lord, that's the dream, So.
Well, we've got another song here. It's called "Self-Imaginary Love." Tell us how that's come about.
Yeah, this song, it's probably at the moment, my personal favorite on the record. And it's just sort of like, I like, it's just the title's kind of a play on words. You hear a lot, at least a couple years ago, you're hearing more about self-care and self-love. Sadly, we probably could use some of that now, but, right? And it was just kind of a joke, like self-imaginary love, like you, like, is that just a
Sounds
facade?
like a Bob Welsh track.
Yeah, is that a facade? Like, is the self-love, is that ultimately like hiding something? I never take something on its surface, so that's kind of the idea of this, and it's just sort of like, honestly, just struggling with that part of your psyche, like, a lot of like, what does it all mean? Like, what's a facade? What's not a facade?
Well, let's hear this track from the album, which is entitled Interior Syndication, Matt Whipkey and the Movies, and a track from them called Self-Imaginary Love.
Never said it's not easy. Self-imaginary love. You can fool your frown, start talking proud. Another little lie to tell out loud. So hear me now. To clinical precision, to feel lower than the law allows. In a lost and found, a billion pound. It's hard to see far past for a brow. So hear me now. I can change. You won't regret everything. You've come to claim the baggage, not as ballast but the news. And there's living proof up on the roof. It's howling at the ground and I pursue. So hear me now, feel no pain coming for you any day. It's true that sometimes we don't let 'em go, 'cause we want to live alone. Never said it's not easy. Hear me now, call the name. Mary death never came. All at once, up in flames. I'm letting every hook on the head parade. Self-imaginary love, babe. Self-imaginary love.
From the album Interior Syndication, that is Matt Whipkey and the Movies, and a track from them entitled Self-Imaginary Love. Take a brief underwriter's break, and we'll come back with our continued interview with Matt in just a moment.
You're listening to Pacific Street Blues.
The Internet, miracle of science.
Visit the Pacific Street Blues and Americana Facebook page.
Autumn leaves blow right past. A new snow now that's on the grass, be filthy by spring. What happened to her halo shroud? The angels tussle in the clouds, but one stayed up and one dropped down to even everything you should know by now. In lonely town, leaving engine sound. Last year was a sniper's nest, and I took one at Cinemass. It happens when you overdress, trying to stand out. I saw them dancing, two new friends. I wonder whatever became theirs. You should know by now. In lonely town, the engines leave, then sound. You should know by now. Lonely town, leaving engine sound. No, the sound should know by now that I'm alive like you. Oh, I'm from the lonely town too.
Music there from Matt Whipkey and the Movies, and a track from their brand new album, a track there called Lonely Town 2. And with us in the studio to talk about it is Matt Whipkey. And this is, would you say this is your 24th album?
No, 15th. I think.
15th. Oh, I added 10 too many.
I spared the public those other 9.
Those other 9 to come. But so over the years, the sound and the texture, your ability to record, you've become quite the arranger, by the way.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
And what do you do with those skills? Are you producing or arranging other people's records for them?
I mean, I'll get asked for like input and stuff, and actually that's something I actually really would like to do.
I was going to say,
it kind of comes down to like being just real. I love all my. I'm such good friends with recording engineers, basically just everybody in Omaha that's been doing it for years, and probably the thing I respect about them the most in that job is you have to do it for like anything, like all kinds of things,
Yeah.
And so when I think of like producing, it's like I'd be real particular about like us, but there's a few different people in town. I think that would be fun to like, I don't want to say help out, but just even bounce ideas off or be open to.
Well, I think you've clearly got a really well-defined skill set in the arrangements. That's what because the songwriting's always kind of been there, and we've watched it develop over the years. But it's the arranging, I think, where, for example, you had the accordion and you had the special Vox keyboard player, and then 12 strings, and then no, that's not a 12 string, that's a guitar each guitar is playing an octave apart. That sort of textures, because I listen to so many records as you do, and that's one of the things you notice right away, which is if the texture doesn't vary enough on an album, it gets really boring really quick.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I apologize.
I want to do a radio show where it's all songs between 2 and 2:59. Just I'm sort of obsessed with keeping. I start to think, like I think that song was just barely 3. Some of these crack over 3, but if I write a song, it automatically lands at like 2:45.
Okay,
and that's good for me. I think it's done.
I think it's good for me too. Because if you remember the great rock and roll albums of all time were 26 minutes long total.
Exactly.
And,
I use Van Halen 1 as a benchmark. I think it's like 29, 30 minutes. It's a great.
I'm thinking Revolver and Rubber
exactly.
Soul.
And Revolver. I think Revolver somehow packs like 15 songs into like a half hour. Pretty nuts.
And again, when you look at a CD, that's a double album at a minimum. And so when people put out a double CD set, that's 4 records. And you're like, I don't know any artist ever that could put out 4 vinyl records.
Yeah, I have pretty strict constraints just for myself artistically. If you got like 15 to 16 aside, that's a record, man. And if you got
So I want to get back to what we were going to talk about, which is the depression.
Yes.
The songs about depression. The album has this sort of common thread.
In a way, yeah, for sure.
And so where's that? Tell me about that.
Oh, I think just like personally, in middle age, the beauty of rock and roll and living in the world of that as your central focus in the music is there's a lot of joy. There's like a lot of inherent joy. Yeah. In performing and writing and playing and being with your friends and all the things that go with it. And at a certain point in your life, it isn't necessarily like 24/7 joy overload.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. And so, I think, psychologically that's the sadness it relieves. And so sometimes when you're left alone, and one of the reasons, a lot of times writing comes from those places. And so, it's just something it's such a personal thing, but like dealt with, more in like my adult years.
Yeah.
And I necessarily even think it was around earlier, but it's also a tough lesson when you learn that it most certainly was. You know what I mean? And then so you got to peel back a lot of layers. Well, when did that start? And you kind of like learn like, I don't know if it ever started. It just.
And that's kind of hard at times because life is a collection of scars and wounds.
Right, and a lot of it comes from, with me and some of the parts I question the most is like, when you learn about things and there's obvious touch points like, oh, was your life like this? But it wasn't. Like I have one wonderful family, supportive, just couldn't ask for better, like parents and my upbringing and wonderful friends and just a lot of wonderful, beautiful things. And then you feel the guilt for not fully embracing that.
Yeah, but
I was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
That might be where that I've told them.
But I think there's an element of maturity which gives you perspective and reflection, and then you begin to say, or you begin to be able to recognize, okay, this is a one-way street. I mean, the journey starts and ends, and at some point in time it's going to end, and you want to become your best self.
Yeah. I think and truly, I think for everybody it happens at different stages, even though
absolutely
it's been like that your whole life. But I mean, it helps to be your friend.
It
helps to be your friend, and at times I've been a wonderful friend to myself.
Yeah,
and at times I haven't.
So we're taking a look at the album, and one of the things I noticed, and if you would comment on, is the artwork. First of all, who did the artwork?
So. My bestest buddy, my main man, like his name is Nick Neary, and we met when we were like 14, 15, and we like the same music, same bands, same clothes, the line goes. So he's an artist, he's a graphic artist, and he lives up in Minneapolis, and he's been working and making stuff. We've like come up with in this, like I said, since we were 15, we were college roommates, and he's been doing art on my album since like 2008. I was really I'm really obsessed with an artist, an American artist named George Alt. He's kind of that 1940s post-war in the 30s, like branch of precisionism art movement. But George Alt, and he has a painting in the Kemper, Nelson Atkins, not the Kemper. That also is in Kansas City, but Nelson Atkins, no more, R.I.P. Kemper. But at the Nelson Atkins Museum, there's a painting of his called January Full Moon. And even in the Joslin in Omaha, there's one called August Night Russell's Corners. And sometimes I like to just go look at, I'm informed by paintings and art a lot, and that's where a lot of it and music relate to me in a way, and those works both spoke to me. So the moon on the cover is a play on Alt and kind of the design, and the windows in each floor of the Orpheum is a silhouette of either a lyric or a band member. The vinyl is pretty fun in that way. You get more floors in the vinyl than the CD.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, so Nick Neary up in Minneapolis, he's wonderful, and he's very wonderful.
So the song I've been featured playing over the past several months is Ruffin. And so very briefly, can you tell us about Ruffin? And
yeah,
then we'll
Ruffin
play it?
is so my wonderful girlfriend, Courtney, had a cat named Ruffin, and I'm a dog guy. I am. But like this cat, this meant the world to me. We became just wonderful friends, and I played him all these songs. I was writing them. I would speak to him. I do that a lot with animals. I brainwave is that the animal listening to you. It's a special thing. But Ruffin would do that, and then so I just started singing his name. Yeah, that's a common thing as a songwriter, and it just kind of was this kind of boogie, ZZ Top kind of riff, and Ruffin and he was kind of grooving. I could picture him just kind of like, feeling it. So I wrote the whole song about him and my idea of what his day was like. Yeah. And some people asked if it's a tribute because he did pass away at like 15 years old. It was written and recorded, while he was around, and he got to hear the final recording of it, and he enjoyed it. What happens in a day in the life of this cat? Dreams and everything.
Ruffin, you alone, the cat. Is she never coming back? Later, but soon. Then passions, a virtue or a killer lives next door, and the bodies that pile the floor.
Music there from Matt Whipkey and the Movies from their latest album, Interior Syndication, and a track from them called Ruffin. The album's now available and able to be downloaded. We'll be back in just a moment.